Hey guys, how you doing? Well, it's Monday morning. It's going to be about 90 degrees today, so I don't know how long I'm going to work on this car for, but I figured we'd go over it. Thank you for taking a ride with us to go get this. Let's go over it, and then I'm going to show you the things that I look for that's kind of a magnet to my eyes. So let's go over this, alrighty? It's a nice little car. It's a 307 numbers matching motor. Let me pop the hood, I'll show you. There it is, right there. 307, nothing crazy, A lot of people don't fess up the 307 sometimes, but they actually run pretty good. I always say they don't make enough horsepower to break themselves, so they usually last a long time. So here's what's under the hood right here. The inner fender well is missing. I have it right over there. The wipers, the wiper pump right there, that pumps the water, he put this little thing on there. I'm gonna get rid of it. I don't know if obviously the original one doesn't work. If I have one, I'll throw it in, because when they took that out, they still kept the squirters. There's another squirter hanging there. So I'd like to put the windshield wiper squirters back on if I can. I'm gonna give it all new brakes. I'm gonna put a power booster in, change the master cylinder. I'll go over the steel lines. Whatever looks kind of sketchy, I'm just going to take off, get rid of it, and just make it a nice, safe driver. That's what I want to do with this car. I needed this car like a hole in the head. But as I was talking to the guy, super nice guy, the car just seemed like it just sat and sat and sat. It sat since '86, and these are the cars I love to find. I didn't really need it right now because I'm so close to getting this done. I just thought it would be a neat project for us to do. So game plan on this car is I'm going to make this car look like that 68 Camaro that we just sold. I'm going to go over this whole car. I gave myself 3 to 5 days. I'm thinking maybe by the end of this week this car will be all done, ready to go. Because there's a few other things that I saw that I want to change. I figured while I'm doing it, let me do it. So this is where we are. I keep going in the shade because it's just so hot outside. This is where we are, the interior. Right there. That's what I want to take care of, over there and over there. I'll put a new package tray in. I'll put a new carpet in it. The headliner and everything's real nice in the car. So I think this is going to be a really neat car. This car doesn't have to have paint on it to be nice and to be able to enjoy it and drive it. So I'm going to do this car in the black. I'll do it in the black primer. It's like a black, almost like a flat black paint, really. And the reason why I use it is, whatever I sand down, it's going to protect it. It's not going to be bare metal. And I only throw like maybe one coat, maybe not, maybe 2 coats on it. I keep it light, but enough to protect it. This way down the road, if you decide to strip the car down, you're not taking layers of, primer and paint off of it. So, and it just kind of preserves it, I guess, a little bit. So, with this car here, what I'm going to do, I'm going to fix the floors. There and there. Carpet. Package tray. I got to change this dash pad right here. And it's funny, when I bought this car, as I was driving home, I called my parts guy, and I said, I need an upper dash panel. And sure enough, it was here. Before I got home, I came home and it was already there. You know what else he dropped off too? The bracket that this goes to. It goes to the exhaust manifold and down to the motor mount. And then that's what the bolt goes through there, so you can adjust the tension on the belt. So those 2 items were there, which was awesome. I tell you, he's so fast. I think he's got Amazon Prime beat. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull the glass out today, change the upper cowl. I ordered the Buterol for it. That's what I use. I love it. And hopefully I'll have it today. If I have it today, I'll have the glass set, and then I could just move on. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over this car and tell you what I look for in a car when I go to buy it. Particular cars like this, there are certain things that I let go, like, you know, this upper dash panel. Because for me, I can bang that out in an hour and be done with it, where a lot of people, that, you know, they get very scared of it. And I'm going to show you how easy it is to put in. It's not hard. This whole car is not hard. It just depends on how badly you want to restore it and how much drive you have, I guess. But every one of these cars are doable. They're not as hard as it seems. Oh, let me rewind. They're a lot of work, but they're very doable. So, where was I? Oh, so I'm going to do the upper dash panel today. I got to take the VIN out. So, you know, I'll just take it out, run a new pop rivets in, be done with it. All the numbers on this car match, the hidden VINs. And, oh, let me see if I can see the hidden VIN right here. Maybe I'll show you where the hidden VIN is. Right here. Right there. Well, it's actually upside down. You know, that's one of the hidden VINs. And another one goes behind this box right in here on the bottom. So it's actually got 3 VINs on it. So, and all these match. Well, those 2 that I see. And I know if it matches this one here, it's going to match the one on the bottom. Let me show you the trunk in this car. Then I'll go over everything. Here it is. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. I won't change the trunk pan in this car, just to keep the cost down. And it's not going to affect the way the car drives. It's not going to affect the safety of it. I'm going to clean it up. I'll make it nice. If somebody wants to put a nice restoration in the car, you know, then they have something good to work with. So, you know, like if I start getting into this and into all the heavy stuff, it just kind of makes it so unaffordable to the next guy, you know. And I'd rather see these cars on the road being driven than unaffordable sitting in a garage somewhere. So this is what I look for when I go to buy these cars. The upper dash, that's what I look for. Down in here, you know, for me, even if this is rotted out, it doesn't matter. I have spare ones for that. So, like I say, I look at a car differently than the way a lot of other people look at it. So this is what I look for down in here. The rockers. All along in here. There's an inner and an outer rocker. So directly on the other side, you look underneath there. I wish I could have this thing up on the lift, but I have that other car there. So I make sure the rockers are clean. That fender right there, he just threw it on there before I got there, so it just made it easier for me. You know, he put the hood on and everything. It was really nice. You know, he was so helpful. So that's another thing that I look for. I look for clean rockers on both sides. The door jambs in here, over in here. Down over here. Whenever I ask somebody how are the frame rails in the car, they'll say, well, it's a unibody car, you know, it's just got the frame up front. It has a rear frame too, and a lot of people don't realize it. So underneath here, right in there, I look for these. The rear frame rails, where they go to the back onto the inner tail panel. I'll follow the rail all the way up. It's really hard for me to show you. I'll follow that rail all the way up and back down and around. Right up to the front. Now, I purchased these cars. I've had a few of these cars to where this frame right here, right where the bend is, right around in there, it'll come across and then bend down. I've seen them where they were cracked. No accident, no nothing. But every now and then, I don't know if it's a stress crack, but that's a place for you to look. I'll try to stick my head in there once I show you something over here. These are the pockets right in here where the leaf springs come in. Sits into a pocket, and here's the end of that. That's the end of the frame rail right here. And you follow this down all the way up, and right where that bend is, right there, is where I've seen them crack. You know, they're not big cracks, but you could just see the faint crack of it going across. So I guess it's a stress point for them. Not a lot, but I've run across them where they weren't in accidents or anything. That's just how the car was. So with these frame rails here, right in there, if you could see where my hand is, comes across over to here. So I look to see if that's clean under here. You'll always have this drain hole right here, but check the inside, like back this way, because they'll rot there and you'll never see it until you get underneath the car. So when you look at the frame, when I look at the frame rails, I look from the back to the front on both sides, okay? Because I've looked at cars where, yeah, it looked pretty good, and I stuck my hand in there, and it was all crunchy, and, you know, there was a hole there, and the person I was buying it from didn't even know it. So that's another thing I look at. I look around here. All around here. This is a little rough right here, but I'll fix this. It's not blown through, but it's pretty crunchy. What else do I look for? You know, like I say, the rockers on both sides, frame rails on both sides. Over here, the firewall, just follow it along. See if it's all split and cracked and broken or rotted away. Firewall's huge. Take a look at that. I always make sure the VIN's in place. It's kind of filthy, but it's there. The radiator support, they usually rot right along in here, over here, down over here. They rot down in here also. And down in there. These aren't great, but they're not bad. You know, this is good for a car that you want to just prime it and just enjoy it without spending the big dollars that people spend on these cars. You know, you just try to keep it affordable. I look up over here around the jams, window jams, all the way down. These are clean. This whole car is actually pretty clean. Those are the original quarters. As a matter of fact, all these panels are original. This car's only got 69,000 miles on it. What else do I look? Here's another thing I look for. There's a lot to look for. Right in here. See the frame? The body bushing's old and crunchy. I might change it, but sometimes that's a Pandora's box, you know. Sometimes if it's okay, leave it alone. But I look for the frame right there where the body bushings meet, and I'm gonna show you where they are. That's one right there. It's got 3 of them on each side. That's 2 right there. You can see this is a little crunchy here too, but it's not coming apart. You know, you don't have to get into that restoration if you don't want to. You eventually will have to. But, you know, that's all depends on how far you want to go. Then this is the 3rd one right here. You want to make sure where these go through, the frame's not rotted. Right here. Make sure the frame's not rotted on that side. And the other 3 sides as well. They do rot in the back. This is very common for these to rot. This one and the mid one right there. They sell a repair kit for that. It's not hard to do. If you're handy with a welder, just figure you're gonna spend a day on it. Take your time, don't go crazy. They're really not that hard to do. Nothing on this car is hard to do. It's a lot of work, but it's all doable. Another thing when you go to buy a car, when they have the paperwork, make sure the title matches the VIN, because motor vehicle happens all the time. They misplace, they'll take a 7 and make it a 1, or an 8 will be a B. You know, they might make, you know, it's happened. You know, I purchased these cars when one letter was a number, you know, and you know it's a typo, but it's up to you to have to take care of it. So just make sure, if that's the case, don't panic, all right? Because it's common. What else? I mean, as far as the body, you know, everybody's different. You're going to have to evaluate the body yourself. Like this one here, you know, it's rusted down here. and down over here. You know, I could fix that. I could blend it in. It'll look nice. Quarters are in pretty good shape. You know, touch up here and there. But that's what I kind of look for. Something else here. You know, it's your basic floors, you know. How badly are the floors rotted? Like you can see this here. But everything else is fine. So it's just a matter of cutting that out. You buy the sections that the replacement panels for them. You take your time with them. You weld them, you grind them, and you make them look good. But I think that's about it for what I look for. So go over it really quick. Oh, here's something else I gotta show you. Sorry, I'm gonna forget a lot, but as I go along, I'll try to show you. Shock towers. They usually rot to death, those things. These are clean. This whole trunk is clean, actually. Around in here, you want to make sure that they're not rotted through all the way around. They sell that. These pieces right here, this, and this is a 3-piece set. This right here is part of this panel. So if this is rotted or anything, or here, if you're handy with a welder and everything else is good, you can just change that piece if you need to. What else? You know what? I think let's go over it really quick. So the first questions I ask is, how are the shock towers? How are the rear frame rails? How are the inner and outer rockers? How's the upper cowl on the dash where the window comes down? Frame, is it rotted through? And then you're gonna have to go back and forth. Usually, I find when I talk to people, and there's nothing wrong with it because, some people just don't know, or some people just don't know what to look for. So, I try to get specific sometimes when I talk to somebody. Like this gentleman here, my son and I, round trip is over 800 miles. But just talking to the gentleman, I knew he knew what he was talking about. That was the only reason why I took that long trip. So this is going to be a neat car. I'm going to start on it now. My son just pulled up, so we're going to start working on it now, and we'll see how far we can go. And another neat thing, check this out. It still has the original T3 headlights. You don't see those anymore. You can actually buy those now, from what I understand. The lenses, they just put a different backing on them or something like that. So, alrighty. Enough talking. I'm going to get started. It's really hot out today. I don't know how long my son and I are going to be here for, but we're going to try to get as much done as we can on this car. And hopefully, I'm thinking by the end of next week, this car should be all finished. So how many days do you give me? Well, let's see what happens. Here we go. guys, I just want to stop for a minute and show you what I'm working on. I did all this in the 415. I grounded it all down. I took over here. I cut this right across, right here. These are the original lines I made. I took the new dash, I set it in place. This way I kind of had an idea of where it was going to go. So just like a reference line right there. And I want to show you what I did with the VIN. And everybody's always, oh, you can't take the VIN off. Yeah, you can. You can take the VIN off. If you got to replace a panel, you can take it off and just replace it and put it right back on. You can't switch it with a different VIN. So this is what I did. This is the one that came out right here. This is the old one. This is the new one right here. You pop ribbon it in through the bottom. And that's what it looks like right there. Right there. So I just wanted to show you that before I put it on. I'm going to put it on now. I'm going to zip screw it into place because I don't have the Butyl. I should have it by the end of the day, but it's just so hot out today. What I'm going to try to do is just get this done. I'll zip screw it into place. I'll just lay the glass in place for now. We're going to switch that car and put it under there. We're going to raise the blue car up and put the black car right in there so we can drive this, or just roll that in there. And then maybe tonight, if it's not too bad, I'll come back out for a couple of hours. I'll take the glass back out because it's just going to be resting in there, and I'll weld off the upper panel right there. So that's pretty much it. I just wanted to stop real quick because it's hot, and I'm going to grab myself an ice cream. I think it's so hot out today, and then I'll just keep moving along. All right, I'll be right back. Hey guys, I'm sorry. My camera overheated. My phone, I should say, it overheated. So this is what I was doing when it stopped recording. I got this in place right here. Tomorrow, we're gonna get this car in here. We're gonna switch these over. I'm gonna weld that panel right there. I'll get that going. We got the tires for the car. Not yet, but my son just went to go pick them up. And so we'll hopefully have it back on the ground today. As soon as we get it back on the ground, that's when we're going to switch these cars around and then probably call it a day. But I'll go over everything at the end of the day, okay? So I'm going to just keep plugging away a little bit right now, a few little things here and there, and I'll see you in a minute. Hey guys, what I forgot to tell you, when I bought this car, he gave me all that too. So what I think I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to take, because it's got a rear spoiler already, so I'm going to take this flat hood off, and I'm going to put that cowl hood on. I think it'll just make it look nice. It'll give it a nice look. And then that's it. I'm not going to go crazy with this car. I think it's going to be a cool little car for somebody. And let's see how it comes out. But it's kind of the end of the day. I'm just waiting on the tires so we can throw them back on there. And we can start switching the cars around. but I figured I had a minute, and I completely forgot that I didn't show you those parts over there. All right, and that's it, I guess. So I'll be right back. Hey guys, I just want to show you something else that I look for in these cars. The trunk drop-offs. Right there. They usually rot out to death. Even on that side right there. So this car really is solid where you want it to be. And for me, the things that the attention that it needs, you know, I guess I'm the guy for that job, I guess, maybe. These are the types of cars that I look at. You get a fair deal on them, and you really don't go crazy on them to where somebody else can enjoy it. But I just wanted to show you that was something else. And I'm sure there are a few other things too, but as I go along, as I remember, I'll point it out to you. Alrighty? But I just wanted to show you that right there. Alrighty, back to work. Hey guys, it's the end of the day. If you're wondering why I was chuckling earlier, you know, I don't know if you heard it in the background, there was an ice cream truck. And if you know me, I love ice cream. I'll have a gallon of ice cream a day. So that's why I started chuckling, you know, because I'm sure, you know, my buddies are going to be like, yeah, Al, I heard the ice cream truck in the background. So back to this right here. What we got done is we got rid of the old upper cowl, switched the VIN from the other cowl onto the new cowl, and here we are right here. It's set in place. This is the original glass of the car, and it's actually in really nice shape. So I got to be careful because I've been known to break glass quite frequently. You know, I'm kind of clumsy sometimes. So, you know, I'll try to take it easy with this glass right here. But, you know, and I like it that you could still see. It's been off the road forever. So I'll set it all in tomorrow. It's all zip screwed in right now. So tomorrow, game plan. We're going to, oh, hold on. Let me show you the car with the wheels. It's not bad. You know, it's almost, if it didn't have this, I would almost want to just kind of like leave it like that. Maybe just get rid of those spray marks. But, you know, that has to get addressed right there. But it's a solid little car. It really is. I think this car is going to look pretty neat when we're done with it. You know, I think it's going to look pretty good. If we do it the same way we did the 68, which I thought was kind of a neat look, I think it's going to be a nice car. So game plan for tomorrow, I'm going to finish all this up right here. I'm going to start the floors. I'm going to start cutting out all the bad spots on the floors. I'm going to repair the floors tomorrow. And just keep plugging away, you know. I should have all the brake parts in by Wednesday. So if the brake parts are in by Wednesday, in between getting the floors done, I should have them done tomorrow. It'll give me time to start banging out like this, fixing these things here. You know, just to try to get the car nice and clean and straight. And it's actually pretty straight. These are all the original panels. The doors open and close like brand new. It's crazy. So I just wanted to show you where we are today on this car. I don't know how many days it's going to take me to get it done. I'm hoping, realistically, probably by the end of next week, this car should be all finished. It should be all done. Because it's just so hot out. You know, I can only work so much. I don't do well with heat. But, you know, I'm going to throw a new carpet in the car, package tray, all the stuff that it needs to make it a nice car again, to where, you know, you could jump in it and just enjoy it. It was off the road for 38 years, and I'm hoping in maybe 10 days, this car right here could start being enjoyed by somebody. My buddy looked at the car and he saw the first video and he's like, Al, you know, I like the car, maybe I'd like to buy it off you. So, you know, so we'll see what happens. But I just wanted to let you know where we were on the first day on this car. And like I say, thanks for taking a ride with us yesterday. And I hope you enjoyed some of the scenery. If I didn't cut it, there was so much, it was so nice. That video would have been an hour long, you know, so I had to kind of just like, you know, make it a little shorter, you know. So, like I say, thank you for taking the ride. I hope you enjoyed it. And as always, I appreciate you watching. Thank you very much. And take care of yourselves.